Alright, Bladers. So at this point, the Super King system is pretty much finished. The anime ended last week, Friday, and eventually we're going to move on to the Dynamite Battle system. But of course, I still have a few more Super King Bays to unbox, such as the Volume 23 Random Booster Prize Bay being Hollow Deathscyther. I only got the Prize Bay because I'm just not interested in the random boosters like that, in all honesty. But yeah, Deathscyther seems like a pretty awesome attack type Bay. It's supposed to be unbalanced, as you can see from this image. Gotta get my camera to focus multiple times. And as for the parts, we got the Deathscyther chip, the hollow ring, the 4A chassis, and a new frame called Axe, as well as the high Jackie Dash driver. And then, I mean, these are all the other random combos that I just did not care about, because I'm not buying the entire random booster, I'm just getting the prize bay. Which, unfortunately, because it's the prize bay, it's pretty darn difficult to do. Anyways, I'm pretty sure Deathscyther comes with a rare chassis. I might be mistaken on that. Let's see if I got the rare chassis variant for Deathscyther. And no, as you can see, it is still silver, so I did not get the red chassis, but oh well. Let's cut to the actual review of the parts. So the first part we're going to discuss is High XL Dash. So let me put it a little closer. So Accel was the first attack driver ever released on the original single-layer Valkyrie. And it's just a flat plastic performance tip, so it has a pretty aggressive movement. But it's nothing compared to, say, other attack drivers like Extreme, Evolution, or things like that. It's also a dash driver, so I can see there it is the gold spring. So a lot better burst resistance. And there's this extra black piece in the middle of its base, which does extend the height. Hence why it's called a high driver, because it's a little taller than average. In fact, let me... Real quick, let me just compare the heights. As you see, it's quite significantly taller than this spiral dash I have here. So basically, the layer to disc contact would increase, which actually would increase the base burst resistance as well, since less force will go into the layer where the teeth are, instead go to the disc. However, since they're so tall, they're easy to destabilize, which means they don't have the best endurance overall. So I don't know how to feel about the high driver system. Might be better if they introduced it earlier in the Burst series, but now I don't know. Next up, we got the disc and frame. So it has the 12 disc. 12 to me always looked like it was like a shuriken. That's my opinion. It looks like a shuriken to me, because of all the jagged blades it has. Unfortunately, 12 is one of the worst discs to use in the meta, because it's so light, and without a frame, it tends to break apart the opposing Beyblades. Thankfully, this does have the frame Axe, which is a weird name for a Deathscyther frame. Sounds like a Spriggan frame. Axe is pretty thick and basically just looks like a beefed up Vortex. Has like the same details, triple-sided. Difference is that it's just slightly more aggressive, has this like hook-like blade at all these 3 points. And like I said, it's a lot thicker. So thick that without a high driver, it would most likely scrape on the stadium floor quite easily. It is interesting that they decided to bring a new frame to the system, but not sure if that's going to mean much of anything. So now we got the layer, which is Hollow Deathscyther. And Deathscyther is supposed to be a Shinigami, which in Japanese mythology is basically like a death god. If you want to compare it to something more Western, it's like the Grim Reaper, essentially. Also, side note, it reminds me a lot of the Bleach anime. I recently got into Bleach and I'm almost done with it. Side note, I highly recommend Bleach. You should watch it. It's a really good anime. But it pretty much looks a lot like Killer Deathscyther. Has these 3 blades on the left side, and this giant scythe-like blade on the right. And inside the scythe and the top 2 blades here are metal. There's more metal on the actual scythe part than on the other side. So it has an uneven weight distribution, make it unbalancing, giving it better attack potential. The 4A chassis also has an uneven weight distribution. There's more metal on this side than there is on this side. So again, it's unbalanced, so unbalanced in fact that it actually hops around in the stadium quite a bit. And again, it has better attack power than, say, most other attack type bays. Although it does have also inferior stamina as a result. But yeah, this chassis comes in a nice purple color. And as you see from the teeth, it only has like 2 grooves, so it's only going to have 2 clicks. Kind of like Valkyrie, 2A and a 3A. And clicks are insanely tough. One thing I like about this Deathscyther that it has like references to all the past Deathscythers. I mean, there's only 3 Deathscythers before this one, but the lair looks like Killer Deathscyther. The chip reminds me of Dark Deathscyther, and then has the driver of the original Deathscyther, the single lair version. So let's get into some test pins and test battles with this awesome bay. So that is it for my unboxing of the new Hollow Deathscyther. It seems like a very chaotic attack type, and it's probably going to be one of my favorite bays because of how awesome it is. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you all next time for more Beyblade Burst unboxings.